Hi everyone, I am very excited because I have only just received this lovely book in the post. Lovely Trudy has sent this to me as a gift, and I haven't looked through it yet. I thought I would share it with you. Husband has. He was on his way to work when it arrived. He's like, I've got to look, I love Lulu Mayo. So, so this is her A Million Little Monsters book. It's her newest book. And by looking at the monsters on the cover, we can see we've got Loch Ness Monster, we've got sort of bats and mummies and things that are obviously all in her very cute style, which is fun. And on the back, oh, we have a sort of flying dragonfish. Not really sure. We'll find out, won't we? So let's have a little look. Now, Lulu's books are smaller size, just for those of you who haven't got one. This is Johanna Basford's planner, so yeah, it's a little bit smaller than that. So yeah, they're slightly smaller, which I think can be quite fun and useful. They've got a white spine, they all match the spines. I've got a couple of her other books as well, and yeah, I don't know how many pages they are. Not massively thick books, but for me that's quite nice if you want something smaller to sort of go into. So this front page here is actually the same as this page here, so you could colour it with exactly the same colours if you wanted to. You know, it's up to you. What's interesting is my other books of hers are quite cute and sweet, and the colouring always seems to want to be pastel, whereas these are coloured in very dark, bold colours, which is interesting. I think it's a sort of different type of book because of the monster theme, I guess. I actually brought through some pastels to do a bit of colouring in it. I don't know whether I'm going to use them or not, but we'll see. Pastel coloured pencils, I should say. Right, so on this page we again have a little scene with some of our monsters, little scared looking girl and all sorts of monsters and trees. Obviously completely cute rather than being scary, which is what I like. And here we have our book proper. So we have a little island here with a sort of a house, but with a dome that's being tipped up, look, with little animals coming through. But there's a whole load of different monsters and animals in this one, which is very fun. And a little girl asleep. We have a little fluffy slug and a robot and all sorts of things going on in that one. In this one we have another sort of islandy type picture with robots this time, but lots of donuts. Very interesting theme for a picture. But yeah, I like colouring donuts. I don't like eating them at all. But colouring them, yes, good fun. Now I'm trying to work out if this is a double page. The other one's sort of paired up. This one seems to as well, because we've got these sort of drippy clouds and we've got these sort of domes, which we've got here. It's almost like, I'm thinking, is it supposed to be like melty ice cream type theme? Not sure. And I'm just looking at all the different critters again, all sorts of different ones, some the same, some different, which is a little scared girl in the middle. Oh, now these are very Halloweeny with their pumpkins. Obviously you don't have to colour them at Halloween, but we have a mummy, another little pumpkin, other pumpkins through there, and bats and things. But we also have sloths with like witches' hats on. And here we have some baking going on inside this pumpkin, like rolling something out, mixing something up. I can only guess it's a pumpkin pie, but I don't know. And these storage jars, look, with the sort of mushroom hat, they're very nice, aren't they? They'll be so cute to colour. And even the tables are mushroom. Look at that. Like that one. Now here we have what looks like two puddings. This side, they're riding down this sort of piece in donut boats, which is, if you think about it, you do get those ringed blow up boats, but I assume this is some sort of sauce. oh, excuse me, from the pudding, and we have a sort of rainbow going through. This isn't a double page because this doesn't continue through. But they are in a similar theme with cakes and things, candies on this page as well. I like this little chap, he's winking. It's funny. Now we have, now is this like Cinderella's coach? It's got no wheels though, it's just supported on these, so not really. But it's sort of all the critters inside. A very interesting thing. We've got a little witch there as well, but this guy's got antlers, look. And then we've got a bus with a house on the top and all sorts of critters in there. Johanna Basford's got a bus with a house in as well in her Worlds of Wonder. Not anything like this though. Oh, look how cute this is. I don't know what that is, like a dragon I'm guessing, but it looks like it's feathered. I don't know. We've got all these little teeny cuties, so look at that one. Here I have a cauldron, we have a witch with a pumpkin face, mummy fox. Yeah, that's very Halloween-y, isn't it, that one? I mean, they are monsters, so I'm guessing a lot of them might be. But like this one isn't perhaps so much so, because they've got lots of stars and things. It could be more like fireworks. And although this one's got bat wings, we haven't got so many. We've got the lovely moon. It's a nice one. The black background ones are quite fun actually. You have to think hard about the colours you're using, but that's okay. You have to, you don't want to use anything too similar to black, but also really pale colours go very wishy-washy. So you have to use bold, brights. It's good. Now this one we have this little winged critter again. They've got strawberry, lots of strawberries, and a little. It's a gingerbread man, but is it? But with a skeleton? I'm not sure. It's fun. Oh, we have a cup of tea with some critters in, and oh, I'm trying to work out the handle. Is this the teapot? My phone's ringing. I'm gonna have to go. Right, I think this is maybe 2 cups, one on top of the other with the handles facing opposite ways, or this is just a shop that looks like a cup. Something like that. I like it. Right, now here we're looking down. I'm thinking it must be a cup. That's the handle, and that's the design maybe. And look at them. Oh, so cute in there. Oh, this is a busy double page. So what's going on? We have got like a swing boat type thing. We've got water. We've got Nessie. Oh, I love Nessie. We've got mountains, all sorts. Little ride-on ducks. Oh, more ride-on donuts. It isn't as complicated as it looks. I think tackling this page, I would do the water and the sky first, probably. Maybe not sky, definitely the water. Then I could pick out what's going on. I would do like all these the same colour, get the mountains done, get the trees done, and then it would help me pick out what to do where. I think I'd probably do Nessie quite quickly. She's lovely. Now we have a sort of galaxy type thing. Is this a rainbow? Are they riding down a rainbow? Oh, strawberry hat. Now we have, I thought this was like a hot air balloon basket, but it's not a balloon, it's a bird carrying them with a critter on top steering. Little one in the back. That's really the imagination in that. They've even got clothes hanging out the bottom there. Oh, another detailed page, but actually again, if you break it down, we've got building, got path and trees with houses in, but that's okay. and just a selection of different critters. I often in these pictures do the critters quite similar colours, and it helps me find it a little bit easier to tackle. But this one's a lot simpler. Just have our little dragon. This one, is this one on the back? Yeah, it's the one from the back. Excuse me. Okay, so I have a little tin of orchid. I don't think it's, no, it's not a tin, it's like a suitcase with the handle, and there's the lid just there. It's got a whole tree growing out of it, and we've got these critters with furry hats. They look like the busbies that the soldiers wear. Are we in London? There's a London bust. That could be St Paul's, but it could be Russian. It could be Russian. It's bears. Don't know, because here we're in France, we've got the Eiffel Tower. But is that a pizza box? Not sure. It's a baguette though. Oh, we have those unicorns. So this time, sort of in space, we have planets and things, but this one on a moon. It's a similar moon to the other one. It's really prettily drawn, but it's snowing in this picture. Then we have all critters under a teacup. That's very sweet. We have all the clubs and hearts and spades around here, which is on the teacup design. Little gingerbread man. There's all so much going on. It's not until you actually colour the page that you can sort of see all the little tiny details and the attention to detail and the cuteness of everything. This one is a rocking horse, look. Now we have our little witch with a, I want to say rabbit, but look at the tail. There's no rabbit. Don't know. It's rather, she's got a tail too. It sort of frames the picture, it's quite clever. And here she is again, lots of nice mushrooms to colour. Now where are we? This is like a building, but it's got eyes and arms, so it's a sort of personified building. And there's a sort of merry-go-round type thing. Look at the tentacles coming out. Now this one is that we've got the Leaning Tower of Pisa in this one. Lots of critters again. I like how they cling to the top like they're King Kong. Oh, this one's very cute. Like a little baby Bambi and a rainbow. And here they are again, this time with a drum. Now we have a pair of dogs with fantastical hair. Like poodles, aren't they? But look, it's got spiders in that one. And we've got the pumpkins down here. Now we have two cats this time. And they're, it's an interesting, they're inside a pumpkin, but it's dark, which is interesting. I like this Day of the Dead style one. This one. Now we have a sort of tent, really, don't we, with mushrooms round. And this one is, I don't know what that is, like a sort of forest critter, but with wings. It looks like this one, but it's got sort of leaves over it, and it's a tree. I like all what's going on. Someone's reading, someone's hiding, someone's knitting, someone's snoozing, someone's eating. There's all sorts going on. And this looks like a postage stamp outline. I like that. We've got a little bunny, sort of critter, sitting in what looks like maybe a flower. Interesting, I like that one. Now we have a darker themed, but we have a sloth, I'm thinking, these parasols and things, lots of pretty flowers to colour. Now this is another busy double page, so we've got a whole book and things sort of popping out of the book really. Plants and critters and things. Now, these are paired, they're not the same though, because they don't go from page to page. But again, we have these sort of drippy rainbows. It's a really interesting idea. And on this one we have a pile of critters asleep. Look, sleep, sleep, awake. And this one they're flying. It's quite a different sort of picture. Now we have some trees on this one. A sort of moustached critter. Little scared girl. But she's a ghost, she's got no feet. And then we have cat. And he's a bit strange, isn't he? All sorts of little trees and little critters at the bottom. We have more trees. So we have sort of houses and trees on this one, and then a house and little critters on this one. Oh, reading a story. Look, this is the story, I'm assuming. And these are listening. Oh, that one's reading their own story. We have a sort of stage, look, and the performance. I like the way it's sort of framed with these. That's rather nice. Oh, another moon. Oh, they look like they're all snoozing. Got a UFO. Lots of things in the background. And here we have a cloud with a few critters on. I mean, this could be ice. We've got what looks like could be snow. We have a candy house. Looks like look, he's either repairing it or building it. I'm guessing probably having to repair it all the time. Little ones asleep inside. And a sort of cake display stand, but inside. Is that a cake? Is this the cake? I'm not sure. Not sure. A little ram, a bit like a baby ram. It's very sweet. And a ribbon. I like this sort of frame on this one. I've got a few pumpkins there. And there the ram is again, this time with wings, like dragon wings. Where's that wing from? That critter's got a wing. Not sure. Little animals. And here we have Nessie. This is a simpler one with Nessie. We have some underwater bits going on. We have some above the water, and we even have some galaxy sky type things going on there. So there's a lot going on, but it's a nice small picture, so it's not too tricky. And all these trees and things could be quite straightforward. Even though they're personified, you don't have to do them as critters, you can just do them as trees. And there's this cute little one, look, it's sleeping. And we have sort of, I think this is snow. But then he's got oars, so it must be water. I have to figure that one out, but it is snowing. Now we have got is that a horned llama with fox riding on it, I'm thinking, maybe. I think it's got like Little Red Riding Hood's cape on. Maybe it's a wolf. It's not really though, is it? These are interesting lollipops. And this is it's an apple, but it's a merry-go-round. Oh, and that's the last one. So I'm going to do a little bit of colouring with you, but it won't be a full page because there isn't a sort of really simple page. But I'm just going to stop and flick and find one because otherwise that'll be really dull, and find the pencils and come back. Right, I picked this picture of Nessie because I just wanted to colour Nessie. So that's why, and I thought I would literally just colour Nessie in this video, or else it's going to get way too long. I know you don't mind, but I'm actually feeling a bit cold. I need to go and get a warm drink or something in a minute. So I have got my Castle Arts Gold here. I was going to, as I said to you earlier, I'd got my Castle Arts pastel pencils ready, and I'd got the gold to do some shadows, but actually I think we're going to use the gold because I don't think this needs to be pastel. Now what colour is Nessie? I may ask myself, I've got no idea. I'm going to start actually, I'm going to do Nessie green, leaf green light to start with, and I'm actually just going to colour Nessie all over with the leaf green light. Now Nessie is great. I don't know if you all know who Nessie is. Now Nessie is the Loch Ness monster, and so in Loch Ness in Scotland it's rumoured to be a monster. Now I went to school with someone whose father had seen the monster, but of course it's a legend, and there's, you know, scientists say there's no such thing. Now the shape is very interesting. This isn't quite the true shape of Nessie. Nessie normally looks like that. Okay, so the three sort of arches. Now the theories are that there are otters in Loch Ness, and when they go along in the water, they sometimes jump in the air in an arch like that, and that's what people are seeing. Now I have seen an otter in our canal doing exactly that. My pencil lead is broken. Doing exactly that, arched jumping, which is quite amazing. But of course it does one then the other then the other. So the theory is that there were a line of 3 or 4, and that's what people were seeing and thinking it was a one creature. And of course the photographs of Nessie that you see, which are quite interesting to look at, are all blurred and far away, and you know, so although you could believe it, you probably, you know, the evidence is a bit like UFO evidence, that it's always, there's never a nice clear obvious shot that makes it feel true, you know, and so it's just really down to your personal belief rather than, you know, whether you want to go with the science or if you quite fancy the story and the myths, you know. But I have to say I'm very scientifically based in my thinking, so as much as I think it would be really good fun to think there was one, I certainly don't think there is. I never have, to be honest, even before I saw the evidence about the seals and that sort of thing. It just seemed too fantastical, shall we say. Right, I'm going to use the permanent green now to get a lot more dark on this critter. Now it's quite rough what I've done. Hopefully it's going to improve. So here is the permanent green, and I'm going to start with the tail, and I'm just going to put this in the areas where there will be shadow, and then sort of fade it off a little bit. Yeah, I'm very, I was brought up, my father's very scientific, and always wanted a proof for everything, and so that was the way I was sort of brought up, really. And if he can't find proof, he doesn't believe it, sort of thing. And actually his mother was the same. She used to be, I used to say things to her, I don't know what, yeah. And she'd say, just because you read it in a book doesn't mean it's true, you know. She also needed proof, which was quite fun. But I also studied, I studied psychology, which I know it isn't a proper science, it's a social science, but the course that I did was very scientific. We still had to do our experiments in a scientific way. I'm going to do the same with this little bit. I'm going to go around the edge and then just fade the colour into the middle. Now I'm not going to be able to get this finished, I don't think. I might get it finished before the video comes out, but it possibly won't, so you may have to look out for the completed picture on my Facebook or Instagram, or in my completed pages at the end of the month. It probably feels a long time until the end of the month's going to come along now. But as I say, I'll put it on Facebook or Instagram. What I try to do is to get the picture finished in time so that the day the video comes out, the completed page is available to see. but it all depends. I've just suddenly got a busy weekend coming up, and we'll see. I'm trying to, it's the summer holidays, I'm trying to keep a relaxed approach about everything, but I'm sure I could probably finish this picture today, to be honest. But I've got a few other budgie colours and partly finished pages, and I'm planning on making some more videos, so, Right, I'm going to use the cadmium green pale next, if I can find it. There it is. I see it on my colour list, but on my swatch chart, I should say. Now I'm going to go over what I've done in the darker colour and just spread that colour inwards. It's easiest on these bits. Now the gold pencils, Castle Arts, they're supposed to be their higher quality, better pencils, but to be honest, I can't see any. They're different, I'm not contesting that, but I wouldn't, personally for me, I wouldn't say they're better. But it's so personal with pencils, I love some cheaper brands and I love some expensive brands and I dislike some expensive brands, so it's just such a personal thing. I'm not finding these are going down particularly well on this paper. Lulu's paper works brilliantly with Prismacolor, but I don't know if it's just these particular pencils. It's leaving light lines. Can you see I'm finding it hard to blend them out? But I don't mind for this monster. He doesn't matter if he's a bit liney. Or she. Do you think? I think Nessie's a girl. I'm pretty sure Nessie's a girl. And the lovely lady who gave me this book was talked about Nessie because she's got a copy as well. And she said that, I'm doing all over that bit, that she remembers a TV programme called The Family Ness that was on when she was young, and I remember it too. And they have to be British and of a certain age to remember these things. I don't remember much about it. I know it was quite short. It was one of those little short cartoons that they would put on before the sort of dramas and things that they might, longer programmes. And I don't even know what channel it was on. It was probably on ITV, because my mum didn't like the BBC. We didn't have it on much. She tended to dictate what we watched, really. So we weren't allowed to watch Grange Hill because it was too violent. And she thought that it would turn us into bullies because there were bullies in Grange Hill. I'm going to resharpen my leaf green light, which is the one I started with, and do another layer of this on top of it all. Oh, and the lead's broken again. I find the wood in these is much better. I've broken the lead again. I'm going to use a different sharpener. It's much smoother wood. It's not splintery, which is nice. Some wood is quite splintery in some pencils. I might have to go and use my dowel. No, I've got there. Okay, I haven't been able to do it very sharp. So leaf green light. So I'm just going to go over everything. I want it all to look a bit darker. Remember, Nessie is our star of the show. She needs to stand out. And I know I'm colouring over her little spots. We're going to put something on top of there after. Yeah, so so I'm guessing it was on ITV. But sometimes I could sneak the telly over when she used to nip into the kitchen to make tea. Turn it over and see what was on the other side. She used to let me watch Blue Peter. I remember watching Biker Grove. I assume that was BBC. Don't remember. But no, it wasn't. I did manage to persuade her to let me watch Grange Hill when I got a bit older. But when I was young and everyone in my primary school was watching it, I wasn't allowed to watch it. And for those of you who are remembering it and are the right age, it was when Tucker was in it and all the drug storyline. She wouldn't let me watch it. But actually, I think a lot of people learned quite a lot of good, useful things from that. But anyway, Now we've got a little horn to do. Now this eyelid, I've just coloured over it by mistake. I'm thinking I'm going to try and make it a bit paler there. Now if you don't want to put really deep green in here, you could go in with a greeny yellow. I'm just looking. We've got a lemon yellow light, but I wanted to do green. But if you want it to look extra shiny in the middle there and keep it paler, you could leave it white, but I really want her to be quite a bold, intense colour. Now the spots on her back, I was going to do them brown, but I think she's not a very pretty colour, is it? So now I'm having a look again now to see, I think we might use the cadmium green instead, if I can find it. Or would the leaf green deep be better? Yeah, the leaf green deep, changed my mind. And I'm just going to plain colour them in. Yeah. Now you could do this sort of fluffy bit here with this as well. I might do that. Because I did do it darker and it doesn't really stand out as being massively darker, so I think I might. Now you could, if you want these to look like they're standing up off her skin, put a little bit of shadow underneath each one and it will make them look a little bit more three-dimensional. But I'm quite happy with them being flat. I don't really want them standing up. I think it might make them look like they're sort of warts or something, and I just want them to look like pretty little freckles. That was my thought anyway. She's just such a cute little drawing. Now you might wonder about the waves that are going across her. Now you could put a faint bit of green through there so that you can sort of see through it. But I think it's been purposely drawn so that you can't see through. You can see here, but you can't see through this. So I think I'm going to use my watercolour. Let's make that clear. The colour I colour my water, I'm going to colour all of this and then use some white pen to do bits and pieces through there. But you'll see if you look at my finished picture. I haven't completely decided. But we have got her, yeah, I didn't do this. I'm going to do this. But we've got her a horn to do. There we go. You could make it more fluffy. You could add green pen splodges and things like that. But I think it looks nice as is. So horn, what colour? I'd quite like to do a sort of bronze, but I'm not sure if I can make it with what I've got. Especially as it's striped. Let's have a go at something. Oh, I'm going to use my other sharpener. There's a lead in my sharpener. A bit of a disaster here. Right. That's wobbly. I think I need my dowel for this, but anyway, let's try this one. Here we go. This is the slate grey. I just wanted a dark brown, and I'm going to use it for alternate bits. So one there, just a little bit and fade it in, a bit here and fade it in like that. Okay. Then I wanted lighter brown. I'm going to use this sepia. Now, normally for me, I think of a sepia as a very dark brown. This one is quite reddish, and I think it's going to just work here. Put it on top of your dark colour and then fade it towards the centre, leaving a gap. And there is that stripe. And then the other one I want similar but lighter. So I'm going to start with the reddish brown. I'm going to use the cinnamon. Lots of sharpening going on because it's under another broken lead. Oh dear. Definitely need a dowel for these. I don't know if it's the weather. It's suddenly gone cold today, so I don't know if that affects them. I know some pencils melt. This is cinnamon. I was using my Ergosofts when it was really hot and I was very worried about them melting. The leads don't, but the barrels do. So the same here, a little bit on each side. Now I want a sort of brownish yellow. The yellow ochre is a little bit too brown. I think I'm going to go with the cadmium yellow. There it is. Cadmium yellow. Just go over that and bring it in a little. There we go. I'm just checking I've done all of her. I have. So that is Nessie. So that is what I'm going to do today. Yeah, as I say, I am going to finish this off and share a picture with you. I quite fancy doing a galaxy sky. I do have a tutorial for that already. It's going to take some time, but I'll have fun with that. So yeah, it'll be a while. I don't want to rush it, and just to get a finished picture up at the end of this video, I want to spend some time and really enjoy this really cute picture. So that's what I'm going to do. Just looking at it to give you a few ideas, if you do want to know, probably all these in green. All the trees, even the critters that look like trees, I'm going to do them in green with their antlers in brown. This one's got a bow, not sure. Got a lighthouse there, so that's going to be red and white striped. The mountains in grey, leave the snow white. Galaxy sky, bright planet, maybe pink and purple red, something like that. Probably metallic stars. Under here we'll probably have depending on whether I do my sea in a bluey turquoise or a greeny turquoise will depend on what colour I do the seaweed. I'll probably do it in a sort of phthalo green, but maybe red. And then we've got our little critters. Not sure yet. Be quite. I might do them all the same. I might do them grey because they're seals. But I'm not sure. But there we go. That's me. I'm going to finish that some other time. But and not too long. I don't like having whips. I like getting them done. I start a picture I want to finish, you know. But that's that. But a big thank you to Trudy for the book, and I hope you're feeling better. She's been quite poorly, poor Trudy. So send her your get well wishes, just in case she isn't completely better yet. And yes, so thank you for watching. Have a super day and happy colouring.